Human history has been full of battles and wars, some big and some small. But if World War III were to happen, it might be humanity's biggest battle yet. Advanced technology, massive troops, and more intensive strategy would all be involved. World War III. People have talked about a possible World War III for decades. It almost started in the 1960s during the Cold War between Russia and the United States, but thankfully we managed to avoid that. But let's say we aren't lucky enough to avoid it next time. When might World War III happen? Well, it's tough to say. A world war could start due to prominent political figures getting killed, intelligence threats, or fighting over valuable resources. Talking about it like this makes the chances of a war happening sound likely, but the chances are a lot lower than you think. Since 1945, the world has seen many different battles: Vietnam, Afghanistan, and dozens of different civil wars. We should keep in mind that for a world war to happen, it needs to involve the entire world. And the structure of the world has changed even more since 1945. Countries simply aren't as closely allied as they used to be. Militaries are even stronger and more skilled than they were. As in previous world wars, it's most likely that millions of people would die, and the Earth would take decades, if not centuries, to recover, especially with some of the weapons and tools countries would be using in today's age. Soldiers on the ground might have exoskeletons. These are metal frames around the soldier's body that augment their strength. Although this probably won't turn them into a RoboCop, it would make it easier for soldiers to carry heavy equipment over long distances. Weapons that can bend around corners might also be a possibility. And instead of seeing the war fought in the sea or the sky, it could be fought in space. Militaries could fight over weaponized satellites that could affect what's below them. Although a lot of this stuff sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, the future, we should keep in mind that these weapons are scary, and hopefully no one will ever need to use them. After all, things like this are meant to kill people, but there may not be many soldiers on the ground. The war of the future might be fought on computers. Drones, artificial intelligence, and robots could be the only things on the battlefield. There's also a chance that acts of war in the future might not involve any violence at all. Hacking into other countries' computers as well as power grid shutdowns are all possibilities. And what would this war be about anyway? It could have to do with resources, specifically water. Since fresh water is such a scarce yet valuable resource, nations may begin a fight over it as it continues to deplete. Hopefully World War III won't go on forever. So how could it end? Well, one reason, and a main reason why a world war hasn't happened yet, has to do with these things. During World War II, the United States dropped nuclear bombs on Japan, killing over 100,000 people. The cities involved took decades to recover, but the two nukes used in World War II would pale in comparison to the modern nukes we have today. Oh, and by the way, there are nearly 14,000 nuclear warheads around the world, held mostly by America, Russia, and China. A nation can have all the resources, people, and strategy they want, but if a nuke gets dropped on them, then it's game over. And if one country drops a nuke, what's to stop another country from doing the same? And then another, and another. And soon the world would be destroyed. So who would win this war? A full-on World War III would have a massive impact on the world as a whole. It's safe to say that the world would never be the same. But try not to lose sleep over this. After all, a third world war like this, with dozens of countries involved, is incredibly unlikely to start tomorrow. If two countries get into a fight, it's more likely that other countries that aren't directly involved will stay that way and let the other nations fight for themselves. Wars are terrible. Let's try to avoid them. After a heavy subject like this, I need a bit more fun. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the Joel side.